Jacksonville is going to go in here and do it again. They know how to beat this team. They can do it.
I'm with you, Tiki. Brad Fred Taylor all the way home.
That's it.
You guys are off again. It's obvious who I'm going with. I've got my Steelers colors on. I'm going Steelers in a blowout.
Since we don't know what we're talking about, I trust you.
You better believe it.
Back to you, Bob.
All right, guys. Al Michaels and John Madden will have the call after Faith Hill's final performance of the season. We love it when Faith performs. Sadly, this will be the last time, at least for a while. Enjoy it all. We'll see you at halftime. The Steelers and the Jaguars coming up from the Steel City.
This has been a special edition of...
And on the other side of the riverbank is Heinz Field, where the terrible Towels are out in force for the AFC playoffs.
Tonight is going to be a wild night.
This is the NFL playoffs. Win or go home.
All right, wild night, what to do? The NFL playoffs are coming at you. You love the pressure, we love it too. Hey, Jack, it's a fact, it's win or leave town. I do or die fight, going 15 rounds. The stadium's rocking, time to crank up the sound. The NFL's best have come to play. For every fan, there's just one thing left to say. I've been waiting all day for a wild card fight. Lay it on the line just to get through the night. The last one standing gets to turn out the lights. Yeah, everyone's ready for the big game tonight.
Roethlisberger throws, caught by Ward. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
That guy is a man.
Going in the end zone for a touchdown. Wow.
NFL playoffs on NBC. Al and John are the best on TV. Players are ready, kick the ball off the tee. 'Cause the NFL runs on NBC. Yeah.
39 degrees and a light mist in Pittsburgh as the Pittsburgh Steelers, the champions of the AFC North, are ready to exit the tunnel and come out onto the field here at Heinz Field to take on David Garrard and the Jacksonville Jaguars in this AFC wildcard playoff game. And here come the Steelers. Al Michaels, John Madden, Andrew Kramer, welcome to Pittsburgh. The Jacksonville Jaguars come in as a wild card despite having a better record than Pittsburgh. They finished 11-5, but second to Indianapolis in the AFC South. Last year, 8-8. Jack Del Rio, the coach, made a real gutsy move at the beginning of the season. He installed David Garrard as the quarterback over Byron Leftwich. Turned out to be a great move. They have a very potent offense. And, you know, every year there's always a team that gets into the playoffs, and a lot of the experts say that's the team you don't want to face. That team this year is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, the Steelers finished with a mark of 10-6. Last year, 8-8 after they'd won the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Bill Cowher stepped aside after 15 seasons. Mike Tomlin took over as a rookie coach, did very well. Their defense finished #1 in the league, though it leaked over the past month. But the big problem for Pittsburgh, Willie Parker, their great running back, might have won the rushing title. He's out, broken leg. Aaron Smith, Pro Bowl defensive end, he is out, torn biceps. A lot of other impactful injuries. And so, John, what will the Steelers have to do to overcome these injuries and beat a hot Jacksonville team?
You know, this is just a great time. I mean, this is playoff time. Talking to Ben Roethlisberger the other day, he said, I'm going to have to run. There's nothing to hold back anymore. He said, we don't have Willie Parker. We need some more running guys. He said, I have to get some yardage with my legs. The other thing, the last time they played, he was sacked 5 times. He said, I got to get the ball out of my hands. So I think we're going to see Ben running more, and I think we're going to see the short, quicker passing.
Now the Jacksonville Jaguars, kind of under the radar, never lost more than 2 games in a row this season. So how good is this team right now? Is this team good enough not only to give Pittsburgh a problem, but New England as well?
Well, you know, this team was built to play in these kinds of games. You think, you know, Jacksonville, they're from Florida. They're going to be, you know, smaller type guys. But these guys are big, strong, tough guys. and they do the things that you have to do in playoff football. They run the ball, they run it very well, and they stop the run. And then because they can do that, then their quarterback, David Garrard, can be very, very effective.
And they came in here 3 weeks ago and beat the Steelers in a snowstorm 29-22. Jaguars Steelers coming up.
We don't want to be overconfident. We don't want to feel like we just have to walk on the field and we should win again. It's not going to be that way. It's going to be a two-chin-strap game.
Playoff football's like nothing else. It's a new season. It's something crazy. Time to step up, win or go home.
It's the playoffs, full of excitement. The entire country is going to be watching, and it's time to do it.
Guy who was in question this week, their great strong safety, Troy Polamalu. He has missed a lot of time with an injured knee over the past month. His status tonight, for more on that, let's go to Andrea Kramer.
Well, they finally need some good news, and Troy Polamalu will play. Now, as you say, he sprained his right knee earlier in the season, re-injured it December 20th, and has only been able to practice twice since then, including yesterday. He's wearing a brace, and he told me it's painful and does affect his cutting ability and his acceleration, but won't change his role, his versatility. And I asked him, how did you make the decision to play tonight? And he said, I'm a football player, not a football watcher.
And it is January. There are the other injuries. We talked about Parker, Marvell Smith, their starting left tackle out. So is Max Starks, a backup. Aaron Smith, Pro Bowler. And Alan Rawson is also out. That means Najee Davenport, instead of Rawson, will run back kickoffs, which is interesting inasmuch as he's also their ace running back, and he's backed up by an undrafted rookie, Gary Russell. So a little bit of a risk here to have Davenport running back kicks, but they have no option. Their other run back guy, Willie Reed, is inactive tonight. So here we go with Jacksonville to kick off. Josh Scobie to send it into the night mist, and away we go from Heinz Field with the kick fielded by Davenport at the 5-yard line. And Najee gets hit hard and is taken down at the 21-yard line. Let's take a look at the Pittsburgh offense.
Ben Roethlisberger, Miami University.
Najee Davenport, DU. Kerry Davis, Illinois.
Hines Ward, Georgia. Santonio Holmes, the Ohio State University.
Heath Miller, Virginia.
Trey Essex, Northwestern University.
Alan Faneca, the LSU. Sean Mahan, Notre Dame.
Kendall Simmons, the Auburn Tigers.
Willie Colon, Hofstra University.
A lot of eyes tonight on that left tackle, Trey Essex, who was third on the depth chart in midseason, but has to make the start tonight. From the 20-yard line on first down, Roethlisberger right to the air off a 3-step drop and a high throw for Ward. It'll be second down and 10. What kind of a year did Roethlisberger have? Probably the best in his 4 seasons in the league. Take a look at that. His rating, 104, second best in the league. Only Tom Brady had a better one, and he threw 32 touchdown passes to eclipse a mark held for years by Terry Bradshaw.
Right, and he started off with that thing that we just talked about, that short, quick pass, like you said, 3 steps, get it out of his hands quickly, avoid early sacks.
And an empty backfield for the Steelers on second and 10. 4-man rush. Roethlisberger gets it away to his tight end, Heath Miller, who figures to play a very big role tonight. It'll be 3rd and 4. Let's take a look at the Jaguar defense.
Bobby McCray, Homestead Senior High.
Rob Meyer, Washington State. John Henderson, Tennessee. Paul Spicer, Northwest High School. Clint Ingram, University of Oklahoma.
Daryl Smith, Georgia Tech.
Justin Durant, the real HU, Hampton University.
Rasheem Mathis, Bethune-Cookman College.
Sammy Knight, University of Southern California. Reggie Nelson, University of Florida.
Brian Williams, North Carolina State.
Reggie Nelson, the rookie, led the team in interceptions with 5. 3rd down and 4. Roethlisberger out of the gun, fakes the inside handoff with Nate Washington coming inside, and then the pass is caught by Hines Ward across the 50 and finally slung down at the sideline at the 41-yard line and close to a penalty on the hit by Reggie Nelson at the end of the play. No flag, but a 31-yard gain.
Watch Ben Roethlisberger here. He's in the shotgun. He fakes that end around and then makes a bootleg off it. Then he's able to get out to the right where he throws as well as anyone and find Hines Ward down the field on a crossing pattern.
And Nelson right on the edge. That should have been a penalty. There was no flag. Nelson hit him after he was out of bounds. Ward's longest gain of the season, the regular season, was 25 yards. That was good for 31. Now off the play fake and rolling, and he gets dragged down, and a penalty for a horse collar on John Henderson, number 98. Grabbed him inside the shoulder pads, so it would have been a sack and a big play for Jacksonville as Jack Del Rio looks on. Will turn out to be a penalty.
Foul. Horse collar tackle, defense, number 98, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Well, we can see what the Steelers are going to do. That was a second bootleg in a row. Again, moving Ben Roethlisberger, getting him outside. You see Henderson again on that horse collar. All you have to do is get your hand in behind his jersey. At one time, you had to get it inside his shoulder pads. Now it's just inside his jersey.
And in the meantime, that's Henderson who gets shaken up at the end of the play. So he's on the sideline. And that would be a big loss. 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. Roethlisberger quickly to Ward, who cuts back inside off a Miller block and takes it inside the 30. He's tackled there by the middle linebacker, Darrell Smith.
You know, a lot of times, remember the old Bill Walsh offense where you had those passes in lieu of runs, and I think that's the same thing that Mike Tomlin is doing here with this offense, is these short, quick passes. They don't have Willie Parker, so how do you make up for it? I think we're seeing how you make up for it.
2nd and 5. We talked about Henderson still on the bench. Marcus Stroud, their other great tackle, on injured reserve. So the rookie Derek Landry, 66, out of Notre Dame, is in there right now. 2nd down and 5 to the outside. It is Ward, and that'll be a first down. He gets taken down by Brian Williams. So a good opening drive for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I tell you, the Steelers are doing a good job of pass protection. We said last time they sacked Ben Roethlisberger 5 times. This time you see him coming on the stunt, but again, Ben is getting back there and getting the ball out of his hand quickly. I think the last time they played, he held the ball too long in the pocket.
The Jaguars are the only team of the 32 in the NFL not to give up a touchdown on an opening drive during the regular season. Right now, Pittsburgh is at the 18-yard line, and here's Davenport through the middle, inside the 10, and he'll have a first down at the 7-yard line. It will be 1st and goal after an 11-yard run. He goes in behind Faneca and Miller, 2 good guys to follow.
You know, and that's the old thing where you have the pass to set up the run. You know, you pass and pass and pass, and you get them to rush the passer, get up the field, and then you just hit Najee Davenport right inside. Look at that hole. I mean, last time they played, they couldn't control this group. Tonight, thus far, they are controlling that group.
1st and goal, 3.5 minutes into the game. Roethlisberger, pump fake to the outside, caught, and reaching for the end zone and going down was Matt Spaeth, the rookie tight end, and they're going to say he was down. The ball came out, but it was whistled dead at the 1-yard line. The rookie 3rd-round draft choice out of Minnesota. Take a look at this. The whistle sounded. Down he goes. Is he down? Ball comes out before he's down.
I don't know. I think that is a very, very dangerous thing that Matt Spaeth just did. I mean, he may dodge a bullet here, but that is still dangerous. And, you know, I think too many players are starting to do that, you know, putting that ball out there to extend it to the goal line.
Scott Green is the referee. The whistle had sounded.
Jacksonville is challenging the ruling on the field.
Well, Jacksonville's going to take a look at that. I thought the whistle had sounded. They're going to challenge this call as Spaeth goes down. Scott Green will go under the hood. Back in a minute.
It used to be easy to name college football's greatest play. But now there's a new contender to the crown.
Throws it over the middle, complete to Thompson. Thompson looking for a block. He laterals it to Curry, and Curry laterals it again, and it's caught again. And Tomlin now on the lateral, and now the lateral to Thompson, and he laterals it back to Maddox on the other side. Maddox looking for a block. He fakes the fakes the lateral to Curry. Now he laterals it to Curry. Curry's at the 49-yard line. He's dancing around. He throws it back now to Maddox, who throws it across the field to Barmore. Barmore looking to run. He's looking for a block. He's got a convoy. He's going to throw it to Thompson. Thompson's at the 30-yard line. Thompson now laterals it back to Curry at the 35. They're running out of spaces. Curry fakes. He's going to lateral it to Tomlin. Tomlin's got a chance to go. Tomlin's got a chance to go. He laterals it. Now he's going to go to Maddox. Maddox at the 30-yard line. And now it's a lateral. And Curry's still going.
No way.
Curry's
No way.
It's a touchdown.
It's a touchdown.
Scores. The game is over.
See all the best college football action live on NASN.
During the commercial here, the knee appears to be down before the ball comes out. So we're going to assume right now that Pittsburgh will retain possession.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. The runner's knee was down prior to him losing possession of the ball. Jacksonville is charged with a timeout.
I still think that Matt Spaeth has to learn a lesson here. You know, just hold on to this thing. See, his knee is down right there, and before the ball comes out, and it doesn't cross the goal line. It's not a touchdown anyway, but he didn't fumble until after his knee was down.
Now the side judge blew the whistle. What that means is that, take a look at Henderson going back on the cart. Even though the whistle had blown as Nelson was taking off with the fumble, the supposed fumble, the defense could have been given the ball had that been a fumble, had his knee not been down. Now it's second down and goal, and this is Davenport trying to chug his way into the end zone. And there is no signal yet as he tries to burrow his way through that Jacksonville defense, now minus Henderson. And they will come up inches shy. It'll be third down.
And one of the guys that plays very well in this Jacksonville defense is a middle linebacker, Darryl Smith. I mean, he hits that thing perfectly. That's what you have to do. I mean, when they come to you, you have to go to them. You have to meet that lead blocker in the hole and knock him back where he came from. Darryl Smith just did that.
Tight formation. Miller in motion. Third and goal. Here goes Davenport into the end zone. Four minutes and 57 seconds with the opening kickoff. Big personal foul on the horse collar. A play on which Henderson also got hurt. He comes out of the game, and the Pittsburgh Steelers drive 80 yards with the opening kickoff.
Right, in the lead block that time, Kerry Davis got a better block on Darryl Smith than he did the play before. And that was the difference in no touchdown and touchdown.
Jeff Reed for the point after. Daniel Sepulveda will hold it. Greg Warren to snap it. And so the Jaguars don't give up a single opening drive touchdown during the regular season. Then they give one up in the playoffs. 7-0, Steelers.
In 2006, the Atlanta Falcons summoned 46-year-old kicker Morton Anderson out of retirement to provide a lift to the kicking game. The 24-year veteran stepped in and never missed a beat. The Great Dane would culminate his illustrious career by becoming the NFL's all-time leader in scoring and field goals made.
Snap, spot, kick, and he's done it. How about that?
Just because you're thousands of miles from the nearest big league stadium doesn't mean you can't be a big league fan. Majestic Athletic, the official uniform supplier for all 30 Major League Baseball teams. Available now all over Europe at NASN.com.
The guys at PTI are on board to enlighten us on the lighter side of American sports.
A certain, how did the French say, I don't know what?
Means I don't know what. They even embrace European culture. Well, at least they're gonna try.
Today. How did they say that in England, Mike?
No guess today, Maurice.
I guess that was very southern Britain. Good night, Europe. Here's the flags and the nation.
Pardon the interruption. Catch Mike and Tony exclusively here on NASN.
In 5 seasons at Jacksonville, 31-6 when he takes the lead, when he scores first, but when the opponents score first, he loses 2 out of 3.
Right, and as a coach, you don't want to make too big a thing of that, because what happens if what just happened? You don't score first.
Reed's kick fielded by Maurice Jones-Drew out past the 40, and a great run back as he's inside the Pittsburgh 40. Great moves inside the 20-yard line. Jones-Drew will be taken down at about the 1.5. Anthony Madison, for the moment, saves the touchdown, and so David Garrard will come out after a 96-yard run back by Jones-Drew, who is the alternate running back. He and Fred Taylor share time out of the backfield.
Tell you what a player he is. I mean, it's not a lot of moves here. He just saw a little crack there, and it was a wedge middle, and he just took it straight up the middle. Then he got into that 3rd level before he started to make his moves. Watch the wedge right there, and watch the hole that they make for him. And Maurice Jones-Drew just, boom, he just powers right through that hole, and then he's out in the open field.
Great run
Good
back,
wedge blocking.
Great run back guy in high school and in college at UCLA, an average 26 yards a run back this year. And now they give it to Fred Taylor, and Taylor is not yet in, and now they signal he is. The line judge comes in and says Fred Taylor has just scored.
That's the old 1-2 punch. Jones-Drew and then Fred Taylor in any order.
96-1.
That's not bad. I remember Jones-Drew in high school, De La Salle High School. He was doing those same types of things then, and I was watching when the pregame warm-up, and he looked like the same guy. I mean, he doesn't look any different now than he did at De La Salle High School.
Hampton gets spun out of the play, so that's deflating for the Steelers, who look so good on that opening drive. Then the 96-yard run back, the 1-yard run by Taylor. Josh Scobie to try to tie the game, which he does with 9:39 remaining in the opening quarter. Jones-Drew, a threat out of the backfield, and a threat on kick returns. Jaguars 7, Steelers 7.
In 2006, the Chicago Bears returned to the top of the NFC for the first time in 21 years. Fans in Chicago heard echoes of the monsters of the Midway from years past. The Bears steamrolled their way to Super Bowl 41 on the shoulders of a powerful running game and the stingiest defense in the NFC.
Bear fans, your dream is reality. Begin the migration to Miami.
Mountain, and then Monday at 8 Eastern Pacific, 7 Central and Mountain on NBC. Across one of the many bridges over the 3 rivers here in Pittsburgh, the Ohio, the Allegheny, and Monongahela. Heinz Field is the site. What a start. 7-7. Scobie to kickoff. Davenport Fields at the 16. and gets taken down at the 28-yard line as we check in with Andrea.
Well, for the Jaguars, John Henderson, the best run stopper on their defensive line, has a strained right hamstring. Now, they were looking at him on the sidelines. He stood up, couldn't put any weight on it, so they carted him into the locker room. They're checking him out. They're going to tape it up, try to wrap it up, and his return is questionable.
John, hard to have a strained right hamstring at 335 pounds, but Albert Hainsworth of Tennessee was fighting one as well.
Right, big old guys like that never pulled hamstrings before, and imagine the guy that has to tape it. And how much tape is
exactly. Grady Jackson takes Henderson's spot. Here goes Davenport now, and he'll get taken down up at the 35-yard line. Clint Ingram is there. Davenport started his career with the Green Bay Packers 4 years there. He was at Miami, played behind Edgerrin James when he first got there, played behind Clinton Portis for a while. Now he'll come out of the game, and Gary Russell, the undrafted rookie, will come in. There's Willie Parker. Parker was leading the league in rushing when he got hurt against St. Louis in the Thursday night game, so he is done for the season. And here is Russell, rookie from the University of Minnesota, 2nd down and 4. Roethlisberger pressured, rolling away. He's tough when he rolls out, and he's able to find his man for a first down. That's Gary Russell making the catch. His most extensive action of the season last week, when Tomlin rested a lot of the regulars. He carried the ball 6 times, did Russell, in their finale against Baltimore.
You know, it's interesting. The Jaguars wanted to make Ben run left. If he was going to escape, they wanted him to escape to his left just like that, because they didn't think that he threw the ball as well running to his left, obviously, as he does to his right. Running to his right, he is very, very dangerous.
Davenport is back in the game. He gets it to the 45. You know, John, when you look at Roethlisberger, he's very dangerous out of the pocket, especially to the right. He's very dangerous when he gets contacted. He gets sacked a lot, about 3 times a game, but when he's able to escape contact, he's been very proficient, and he almost never has a pass deflected at the line of scrimmage.
Right, I mean, he's so big and strong that he can always find a lane, and then if you get a hand on him, that doesn't mean anything. You better get, a couple of hands on him. He is very, very difficult to get to the ground.
Light rain falling. We began in a mist. And this is Davenport going nowhere as he gets stopped in his tracks by Bobby McRae, number 93, the 4th-year defensive end from the University of Florida.
You know, the guy that played real well against the Steelers last time is 92, Rob Meyer. He's the guy right here. Now he's playing here with Grady Jackson, and the 2 of these guys, I mean, that is a load in the middle. And if you can just get a standoff, you're not going to get any movement on those guys. If you can just get a standoff, you might find a hole.
Meyer finally getting some appreciation, a 7th-round pick back in 2000.
He's a good player.
Yeah, Tom Coughlin drafted him on 3rd and 7. Roethlisberger starts to run up the middle, but will come up about 3 yards shy of the first down. Brent Hawkins, 57, is there for the stop. Clock ticking down to 7 minutes, and the punt unit comes in.
You know, one of the things the Steelers talked about is they're always going to help over here their left tackle, Trey Essex. And they're going to get a bump on him and a chip on him, and they did that. But I'll tell you, the speed of Brent Hawkins, he was able to come off the double, come off the chip, and still get Roethlisberger before he got the first down.
The rookie Daniel Sepulveda, picked in the 4th round out of Baylor, sends this one down to the 6-yard line. This is Dennis Northcutt bringing it back to the 9. Good coverage by the Steelers special teams with 6:29 to play in the opening quarter. Jacksonville and Pittsburgh, 7-7.
From the people who brought you College Game Day and the worldwide leader in sports comes the biggest thing to hit college football in years, College Football Live. A new way to get your fix every weekday with breaking news, exclusive interviews, and packed full of previews and predictions. Get ahead of the game every weekday with College Football Live on NASN.
for only their second play. Look at that, 18 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions in 325 attempts. He had a very consistent and solid year. Garrard's 6th year out of East Carolina begins this drive from his own 9-yard line. Only the second play they've run tonight. And here goes Taylor looking for room to the outside. Fred picks up a tough 3 as we meet the Jacksonville offense.
David Garrard, East Carolina University.
Fred Taylor, University of Florida.
Greg Jones, Florida State.
Ernest Wilford, Franklin Military Academy.
Dennis Northcutt, University of Arizona.
Mercedes Lewis, UCLA.
Khalif Barnes, Washington.
Vince Munawai, Hawaii.
Brad Meester, Northern Iowa.
Maurice Williams, the University of Michigan.
Pashos, you'll never get rid of the chief.
Pashos came over from Baltimore. You'll never get rid of Chief Illini, but SC did the other day in the Rose Bowl. Here's a flag on 2nd and 8, and that's Clark Higgins who came across the line. The linebacker. That is the strength of the Pittsburgh unit, the 3-4 defense.
Offside, defense, number 53, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
That's Clark Higgins, the left side linebacker, or strong side linebacker. One of the things Mike Tomlin was talking about is to get that strong side linebacker to come down and help on those inside runs. They thought last time that the strong backer, that Higgins wasn't doing a good job of just riding that tight end in. So you're going to see him again up tight on that tight end, and as they start to run inside, him take the tight end down and close off that hole.
2nd and 3 from the 16-yard line. You saw Polamalu come up into the picture, and Taylor chugs his way for a gain of 2. He's out to the 18-yard line, tackled there by Harrison, setting up 3rd and short.
You saw here's Troy Polamalu. Now this is called you're blowing up a gap, and that's exactly what the Steelers are trying to do is not get back, not sit back and wait, not let Fred Taylor have those cuts, but get in there and blow up the gaps on him. Troy Polamalu had a perfect one there. Now, here's a guy that didn't practice all week. We were there Friday. He wasn't even out there on Friday. Practiced a little yesterday. And he said there's a game to be played. That's where I want to be.
3rd and a short 2, and they give it to Jones-Drew, and he angles his way for a 1st down. So Jones-Drew looked like he was stopped. Then he got small, as the saying goes. 1st down. Here's the Pittsburgh defense.
Travis Kershke, UCLA.
Casey Hampton, Texas.
Brett Kiesel, BYU. Buck Higgins, Colorado State. James Ferrier, Virginia.
Larry Foote, Detroit Pershing, Doughboys.
James Harrison, Kent State.
Ike Taylor, Swaggin.
Troy Polamalu, Southern California.
Anthony Smith, Syracuse University. Deshae Townsend, Alabama.
In my next life, I want to go to school with Ike Taylor to figure out what that is.
Well, you just walk around with him. You can do that anyway. Just walk around saying swaggin'.
Swaggin', right.
What are you doing, Al?
Yeah. I'm visiting the Detroit Pershing Doughboys. Jaguars take a time.
From the people who brought you College Game Day and the worldwide leader in sports comes the biggest thing to hit college football in years, College Football Live. A new way to get your fix every weekday with breaking news, exclusive interviews, and packed full of previews and predictions. Get ahead of the game every weekday with College Football Live on NASN.
In this jersey, I pledge to wreak havoc on my opponent's plus-minus.
To make one-timers happen way more than once.
I pledge that my team will scrap for every single point on the schedule.
In this jersey, I pledge that holes are only holes if they're open.
Shop.nhl.com presents the RBK Edge jersey. All 30 teams reinvented for more strength, more speed, more belief.
In this jersey, I pledge to play for the logo on the front, not the name on the back.
What do you pledge? Visit shop.nhl.com for your jersey.
Hey owners, you can get all your American sports fix daily right here on NASN, your channel for North American sports. Join me and this merry band of journalists as we chew up, spit out all the sports news of the day.
Why do you stop breaking matches at noon?
Exclusively on NASN. Horde!
Cheerio, Float!
making over the last 4 games 24 or more points, but they still wound up #1 in the league in defense, meaning they allowed the least yardage. As you see the rain coming down as hard as it has since the start of the game. This field generally considered to be the worst in the league, and if you saw the Monday night game against Miami, there's no doubt about that. The snowstorm, but they haven't, the snowstorm against Jacksonville, but they haven't played a game here in 20 days, so the field is actually in good shape.